Alright, cool. For the people that never met you before, I'm talking about the little kid in Idaho like mayonnaise. Who are you and what exactly do you do?
Go by the name Easy Money. I rep that ST Squad, Show Off Records, 978, Havel, Mass. And you know, I rap pretty good, man. You know, it's what I do at MC.
How far back do you go with, MCing and rap? What are your earliest memories with it?
You know, my earliest memories are, as soon as I was born, as soon as I came out, whenever I feel like whenever you're passionate about something, it's just something that you were born with, something you were born to do, and something that just stay with you your entire life, something that inspires you, that always has inspired you, so. But you probably mean from like, where I started recording and all that.
Even before that, as far as putting words together, like when it hit you, and like.
Yeah, I mean, it's the minute I started listening to rap, and I got alone in my room, I was doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure everybody dabbled in that on their own at some point. Whether they was just fucking around with it or whatever. But it's funny, man, because in comparison to a lot of other cats, I kind of like started late, and I actually like made it like known that I was MCing at like 18 years old. So I would say I was like late, cause I'm real. I set the standard high for myself, so I wasn't putting myself out there till I felt like I sounded good. There were moments like flashes, like The Chronic, Doggy Style, Illmatic, Ready to Die, of course, and all that. But it wasn't until I heard Pun, like when there was this like amazing Puerto Rican MC that I heard, and he had a record that said Boricua Morena, like that just rang in my head for like forever. It still does, and it was like, wow, this is a Latin rapper that's like really, really doing it, and he's dope. That's when I said, alright, I want to do it. When I first, really, shout out my brother Term, man. I love him because, he was always like, we were always like in the room kicking it and freestyling and fucking around, and it was always something that I said, man, y'all niggas can do that, man. I'm all set with that, And like, one day I just went to the studio just to kind of like check it out, see what the experience was like, and then it was like, it just happened, from there. And I've been with the kids ever since, and I've been rocking with him ever since, so it's his fault that I terrorized you fucking corny niggas. What Term and I did was, we stayed recording, we recorded a lot of records. I actually battled a lot. Like with me back in the day, like I didn't really have patience to put a lot of rhymes on paper. So, and to this day, that still remains with me because I don't put rhymes on paper. But it's like then, I was just like freestyle. It was all off top. So I battled a lot. Like back then it was like battle or die. Like I was ready for whatever, it was one of them things. But then we got in the studio, you had to apply it to where you could, format it and put it on a record. So we got into that, and then just showing our faces like in the Boston rap scene. Like, that's where we started, and we were like 18 years old, like performing and getting kicked out. Like, at these bars, they'd be like, yo, you gotta perform and leave. Like, me and Term went through that, big ass X's on our hands and shit. So we grinded it out. We gained a lot of the respect from a lot of the cats that were doing it because they saw that, we wanted it, we worked hard, and obviously the talent was there, because nobody gives a fuck about you if you're not nice, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody goes out of their way for you if you're not nice, you know what I'm saying? Like, these days now, like, the hard work goes further than the talent, but not then it did, so that was that. We got our foot in the door there, and then we got the attention of a couple cats from around the way, independent labels and whatnot. I had my own bullshit that I was going through, and Term just like ran. He ain't looked back since. I'm trying to catch up, man.
You were doing music and then going into losing time, and then how that affected music.
Term was on the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, doors started opening, you feel me? And then it was like this is what cats don't understand. Term and I came into this shit together. Like, we were right here, right? And where like the bullshit, the legal issues I had, we started going this way. And like that kid is like the epitome of hard work pays off. like he epitomizes that shit. Cause like he just worked and worked and worked and kept his nose clean, and you just saw it. You know what I'm saying? The proof is in the pudding. And it's like where I was like over here catching cases and I was like stagnant. So it was like, the shit is like, you know, you like momentum was building and then boom, I got locked up, you know? And it's like an enormous monkey wrench thrown in the process. Cause it's just whack like on a personal level aside from the music. Cause I got a son too, you know? I have a son and a daughter. But at that time I had a son. My son was 1.5 years old. You know, so that was real fucking whack to me, you know, needless to say. But you know, as far as music, I mean, like, thank God I'm a very strong-minded person. I was blessed, you know, to have a strong mind. Like, I did my time with my chin up. My mentality is, yo, it is what it is. You know, like, I knew when I was doing the shit that I was doing to get me in there, I knew what the consequences were. I accepted them, you know, and I stayed sucker free and, you know, didn't tell on nobody like a lot of niggas do these days, you know what I'm saying? But aside from that, like the music and shit, I don't feel like my music career itself is suffered because it's a setback, you know what I'm saying? But it was almost alright because like I wasn't like peaking, you know? Like right now it was like, this is like the start of it. I'm buzzing, I was buzzing heavy out here, but I wasn't like buzzing everywhere, you know? I'm not motherfucking, you know, Drake right now, but you know, I'm buzzing, like I'm starting to pick up. You know, the name is ringing bells here and there. But I honestly just feel like jail was necessary, man. Like jail was necessary because one, alright, slow the fuck down, smarten the fuck up. Two, it's like, alright, doing this, like when you in the street and you're doing music, when you knee deep in one, the other suffers. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, you fucking around, the music is suffering because you locked the fuck up, you're not doing nothing musically, you know? So now I'm putting all my effort into this and now there's no time to get in trouble. You feel what I'm saying, son? So it's like, you know, I work my job, I take care of the kids, I spend time with the fam, and then it's music. So it's like, and I'm heavy with it right now because I'm moving a lot. The trips back and forth to New York, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of niggas, they get it fucked up, they see their man like, and they just expect like the piggyback situation, you feel what I'm saying? And it's not like that, man. You gotta get up and you gotta make your own moves. You gotta have your own identity. You can't just ride off the next nigga. It makes it easier because the door's open, but it just doesn't work that way, you know? And I learned that, you know? But it's like, I love it, man. I've never been a nigga that minded work. I never minded work. So this is cool, and it's hip hop. So, and I love it, and I live for it. So it's all good. So like, them locking me up was whack. Yeah, it hurts. It absolutely doesn't help on any level. But it's like, you know, you put things in this perspective. You know, I'm not a completely stupid nigga. I like to think I'm you know, a little smarter than I look. So it's like you put things into perspective and it's like, all right, son, you're gonna do this and you're gonna be here. You're gonna do that and you could be there. And by there, I mean, you know, referring to like pictures of Termin Deadeye in Greece, in Switzerland, in Italy that they sending me while I'm locked up. You know what I'm saying? And album covers that they mailing me and shit. So, you know, it's just, you know, like they say, blessing in disguise. You know, now I know that shit ain't for me. Honestly, that shit ain't for nobody. I don't care how tough you are, how gangster you are, that shit ain't for nobody. That shit is for the birds. No bullshit. Like, you can't get, you know, there's no stacking paper in there, there's no good food in there, there's no pussy in there, so that's shit's for nobody. But you know, it was an experience. It's like I'm not the type of, like a lot of dudes, they go through shit like that and they run with it. Be like, yeah, man, you know, like most niggas that spend this whole interview just saying, yeah, you know, so while I was in jail. It's like, I don't glorify that. I don't want people to think like I'm proud of that or none. But it's like, you can't ignore it, cause it's what I went through. Like, you know, like I said on the record, it said, doing jail time ain't something I glorify, but I've been doing it. It ain't something I could ignore or hide. It is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna talk about it every song or every interview, but that's just pretty much what happened. I'm not here to like, you know, try to fool nobody. I'm just here to, you know, tell my story and play my part and hopefully leave a mark. That's it, man. That's it, man. Like I love this hip hop shit. I'm passionate about it, and I live for it, dog. And it's like I just want to be a part of it, pretty much. You know what I mean?